What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Second City Sports Talk. I'm Keaton here with Papa Bear. This is the last episode of the year. Hopefully you guys all had a great year. Hopefully, though, this is not the last episode covering the Bears, and maybe they'll make it into the playoffs.
That's right.
But yeah, we got a brand new setup.
Yeah, we got the beautiful Chicago skyline here, and we got a great picture of Walter Payton. You also may notice there's a few Cubs items around here. The spring is coming pretty soon in the new year, and we're going to start talking a little bit about the Cubs and other sports stuff as well. So still heavy on the Bears, still really hoping for a great playoff season. How are we going to get there? What happened last week? Tell us how that went.
Yeah, last week it was a solid game. We beat the Jaguars 41-17. It was a really shaky first half, I'd say. It made me kind of nervous. We did not look like a team that was going to be able to beat the Packers in that first half of that game. But we pulled it through in the end and ended up with a really convincing win. We had our ups and downs on offense, but that third quarter, we really excelled in that third quarter.
Yeah.
Trubisky, he ended up with 265 yards on the air, 2 touchdowns, that really bad interception. Montgomery, he stayed pretty good in the run game, 95 yards.
Yeah, they didn't overuse him. They didn't need to. There was in the third quarter when things really started turning around for us, Mitch was able to throw it around. I think you said the tight ends really got involved in the game too. I mean,
the tight ends had a lot of production in that game, and that's something that the Bears have been missing for the last few years is tight end production. So it's really encouraging when you see that in a kind of game. Yeah. And Allen Robinson continues to be the guy on third down for Mitchell Trubisky. Yeah. He's kind of that safe bet, Mitchell Trubisky, I think his trust is greatest in Allen Robinson, so he feels good throwing it to him on third down when it matters most.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mitch has really come around. I think it's kind of the reason that we've been winning is really, if you look at it, the way that they can change the play style with him and change things up a little bit and keep the defenses guessing way better than how Foles is doing. How do you think his chances are staying with the Bears now?
I mean, how do I well, there's a difference between what I think they should do and what I think will happen. I don't know. Knowing the Bears, they're kind of gullible. Yeah. They really, a few games of good performance by any player, and they immediately want him for another season. They'll sign him to a big contract. If I were the head manager,
if I give you the money,
if you give me the money, and I'm the manager of the Chicago Bears, I think I'd sign him for one more year, a really cheap deal. If he doesn't take it, then you let him go. Yeah. And I think you either have to pick up a guy in the offseason through free agency or go get someone in the draft. Yeah. I would love if they get a QB in the draft. But I think simply because of how Mitch is playing, I think some people, if the Bears don't do well next season, they'll say, hey, we should have kept Mitch. So I think you sign him to a 1-year deal. Yeah,
and he's kept us, again, like I said, he's kind of kept us in this thing to kind of keep moving forward. There's some other things that need to happen, to keep us moving forward in these playoffs, right? Obviously, we've got to win this next game. What else could happen? How else are we going to keep? What if the Cardinals win? Are they going to win?
Well, it's going to be really tough to beat the Packers. They're 12-3 on the year. Yeah. They're third in offense, 7th in defense. Yeah. And also, this is a really interesting stat I found. They're 5-0 lifetime against the Bears in Week 17. Yeah. And right now, they have 7 Pro Bowlers, and Aaron Rodgers is playing perhaps some of the best football he's played. I know that's a bold statement considering how good Aaron Rodgers has been throughout his career. Yep. But he's definitely the MVP frontrunner.
Now, if we don't beat the Packers, the Cardinals need to lose, right? Yeah. But I think you were telling me earlier that tons of the Rams players aren't playing this week. Is that right?
Yeah. And that's going to make that game kind of tough to pick because normally I'd take the Rams, but especially the way the Rams have been playing recently and the fact that Jared Goff is out, it's going to be tough. I'm still hoping the Rams can pull through and make sure that the Packers game doesn't matter.
It's going to be one of your prediction games later, so you better decide pretty soon what you're going to think about that. Hey, I think it's really important, though, let's talk about the enemy. Let's talk about a little bit more about the enemy and who we're facing this time.
Yeah. The Packers. Obviously, it starts with Aaron Rodgers, and he's the kind of quarterback. He's kind of like Tom Brady. He loves going to his playmakers, but he also really knows how to use the guys who aren't as well known. He knows how to spread the ball around a lot And that really cost us last game because it felt like he had so many options against the Bears. It was like he looks for Devontae Adams first, then he looks for a tight end, then he looks for a second wide receiver, and then if all that doesn't work, he just dumps it off to Aaron Jones down underneath. And that's the problem right now is that we can't, it's going to be hard for us to cover all of those players with the fact that Aaron Rodgers can kind of make everyone work.
Yeah, when you said he was like Tom Brady, I thought you meant he pouted a lot on the sidelines. So they both kind of pout a lot. Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers.
Sorry, Packers fans. You're probably not watching this anyway, but I mean, they are an enemy. I mean, they're a big rival for us. I grew up just hating the Packers, and they've just continued to beat us over the past, many seasons. I think the last time we talked about them, and when they whooped us the last time, they'd beaten us, 20 out of the last 24 games or something like that. It's crazy stats against this. So speaking about it, let's talk about that last game. It was we got destroyed. What happened? What happened?
Well, it was typical Packers. I mean, it looked like watching a Packers-Bears game for the last 25 years. Yeah. It was hard to watch, especially after how it seems like we've been competitive with the Packers in the last 2 years. It was a hard game to watch. Yeah. The defense was atrocious. We were unable to stop all their playmakers. Yeah. Every single one of my defensive keys to the game before that game just got thrown out the roof. There was nothing going on defense. Yep. We were missing Akeem Hicks, and that was before Bilal Nichols has come out and become a good player. Yeah. So that was really a problem was when they were able to just run the ball up the middle a lot without Akeem Hicks.
Yeah, he just blocks up that entire center area. It makes them have to kind of change the run game a little bit and try to get Jones outside. We got to stop that too, obviously. But it does feel like although the defense had it hasn't been playing as well as it was early on in the season, it does feel like there's a little bit of, they're starting to really kind of gel together and play better. They're starting to play better. So
yeah, and the other thing that didn't help out with that last game was Trubisky. He obviously made a lot of mistakes. I know the offense put up 25 points. Yeah. But a lot of that was garbage time points, and it just didn't feel good. Trubisky had a couple of really bad throws, which we're hoping he can clean up for this next game.
I mean, Trubisky really needs to stop that. He did one against the Jaguars too. It's just it's hard to watch. It's hard to sit there and think that he's our future QB, obviously. But what do we need to do in this game?
Some keys to the game. Some keys? My first key, and I think this is probably the most important, we need to be opportunistic. Oh, yeah. The Packers, they're obviously an amazing team. As much as I hate them, it's the truth. They're an amazing team. So they're not going to make many mistakes. And when they do, that's when we have to, jump on those opportunities and convert turnovers into points and red zone opportunities into touchdowns every single time. Yeah. So that's going to be huge right now, and that's going to, I think, make or break this game is whether we're able to be opportunistic.
Yeah, and we can't let the Packers get a big lead at us. They're going to score. There's nothing we can do. They're going to get some points, but we got to take our chances, like you're saying, and get touchdowns. Don't let the lead get out of hand. Give us a chance to, if we're down in the end, at least give us a chance to come back in the third and fourth quarter. If we're down.
Yeah. And one thing we can also do, this is my second key, is really eat away a lot of clock. Keep the ball out of Aaron Rodgers' hands with Montgomery, who is probably the hottest and best running back over the last few weeks recently. Yeah. So we need to eat up a lot of clock with Montgomery, and that's going to be huge to keeping the ball out of Aaron Rodgers' hands. So yeah,
absolutely. I love watching Montgomery run. Man, he gets skinny, he gets low, he piles through. Sometimes he gets stopped, but just watching him shift around and he waits. He's such a patient runner. I just love watching that. That's the kind of football I grew up with.
I really think Montgomery is a future superstar.
I hope so.
I honestly, watching him, I know some people might be saying I'm overreacting, but I honestly think Montgomery is one of our best players on our team right now.
Oh no, I definitely think he's definitely one of the best players. If not, he's a dynamic player, and we need that on the Bears. Yeah. We just haven't had that for years.
So. Yeah, and then the final key to the game.
Third key.
We know Aaron Rodgers. We know him really well, but he's going to he really doesn't make mistakes unless you get pressure on him. Yeah. He's pretty much flawless. If you let him stand back there and give him all the time in the world, he makes plays. So the D-line and the secondary this is going to help out the secondary too. They need to get some pressure on Aaron Rodgers. And I don't know if this means dialing up blitzes. I don't know if this just means, sending your best D-line every single time.
Sure.
But this is going to be huge. If we can get Aaron Rodgers flustered, then we have a really good chance of winning this.
We got to be careful, though, putting too much pressure up front and blitzing because our secondary is injured right now. Adams is just going to destroy us. If we don't get the pressure and Rodgers has all the time and we've left that secondary open, Adams is going to kill us. So we got to be careful about that.
Jalen Johnson, Buster Screen, both doubtful for the next game.
Man. So, all right. So the $1 million question. What's your prediction for this Bears-Packers game?
I'm always the realist. As much as I want to believe that, the last few weeks have proved that the Bears can beat the Packers, I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be Packers beat us 31-27.
Oh, man.
I think Aaron Rodgers is just too much. I mean, he's having himself a really good season.
Yeah, it's like MVP, possibly. I think he's leading the MVP idea. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure he's basically pretty much the MVP at this point.
Mahomes,
it's pretty much decided.
Yeah, haven't had tons of great last couple of games. Rodgers is. So, oh well. So what? So it has
31-27. What's yours?
31-27. Me, I'm the optimist. So I'm thinking we're going to win this one. And I don't have a really good score, but I think we win it by a field goal. And I think Cairo Santos comes through and wins this one for us in the end.
Cairo Santos. He's going to be the one who sends us to the playoffs.
Either 2 or 3. All right. Either that or the Cardinals.
How ironic would that be? Our last game in the playoffs ended with a field goal attempt, and the game that sends us back, and the last play sends us back is going to be a field goal. That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. So, all right, well, there's the Bears predictions for you. I think we're going to win it. Keaton's not sure, but we'll let you know in our reaction video on Sunday after the game. All the games.
That'll be
speaking of, all the games are on Sunday this week. It's a jam-packed schedule for the NFL. Let's talk about some predictions see how you can do this week. I think you got 2 out of 3 last week.
I think I got all 3.
Did you win all 3 last week?
I'm pretty sure
14 and 4 then.
I'm pretty sure I won all 3. I mean, I could be wrong. I could have gotten one wrong, but I'm pretty sure I won.
We'll go back. I'll post some schedule about that and see what some text to show you what we've got. So first game for your prediction this week is a 1:00 game. It's Cowboys at Giants. A game I don't care too much about, but I know you have some ideas.
This is going to be huge for who wins the NFC East. If the Washington football team loses, then the winner of this game wins the NFC East.
Okay.
And man, the Cowboys, they looked good last week. Andy Dalton looked like a really good QB, and Zeke, he came back. I mean, I thought Zeke was dead, but Zeke came back and had himself a really good game.
Yeah.
And they destroyed the Eagles.
Yeah.
This is a tough one to pick. I'm gonna pick the Cowboys because I think the Giants have not been playing well recently.
Yep.
And I heard that Daniel Jones is gonna be limited. Like he won't be able to make all the plays that he's normally. He's still kind of banged up.
Okay.
So I think the the Cowboys.
Cowboys are gonna win this one. What's the score? What do you got for a score? Anything?
Score 28-14.
2014. All right, that's a 2-touchdown score. So, all right, another big game. It's another 1:00 game on Sunday. The second one is the 12-3 Steelers at the 10-5 Browns.
Yeah, normally I would pick the Steelers all the way. I think they're a much better team, but they're resting their starters this week. I heard, yes, Big Ben is out. So I think the Browns are going to pull through, and I think the Browns are going to clinch up their first playoffs in like 28 years. It's crazy how long they have been. So shout out to all the Browns fans out there. I'm pulling for you guys in this game.
All right. What do you got for a score?
Well, yeah, I don't think it's going to be close because I think the Steelers are resting their starters. I think Browns win 35 to 16.
35-16. That's a big Big span there. Okay. All right. And then probably the other most important game for us this weekend is a 4:25 game. It's going to be going on the same time as Bears games. By the way, they moved the original time of the Bears-Packers game was noon or 1 o'clock. We're on East Coast.
So we will know whether the Bears make the playoffs by around 8 o'clock.
By around 8. Well, exactly. And so they moved it at the same time. The Cardinals-Rams game. Isn't that your third prediction? It's the 8-7 Cardinals, 9-6 Rams. Who's winning this one?
I know this is going to sound like hopeful thinking, but I do think the Rams are going to win this because, I can't pick the Bears to lose and then also pick the Cardinals to win because then that means I think we're not going to make the playoffs. But yeah, this is going to be tough because the Rams they've lost their starting quarterback and they've lost a lot of key players on that team, and the Cardinals are overall a lot healthier team. I would normally have confidence in this pick about the Rams, but because of that, I'm a little bit less confident. I still think the Rams are going to win.
Yeah, what about a score?
I'm expecting this Rams defense to step up and help the offense that has lost a lot of its key players. I'm going to pick the Rams 28-24.
28-24. All right, well, there's your picks for the week, the predictions. It's a big. This is it. This is for all the marbles. If we can get this win, or we can get the Cardinals to lose, we're in the playoffs.
Regardless of whether the Bears make the playoffs, though, we still plan on doing some special episodes about the playoffs.
Absolutely,
I'll be covering those games and talking about them, giving you the analysis
as much as we can. We're going to keep doing our 2 times a week and coming at you with all this stuff, of course. So that's it for our episode. Happy New Year to you all. Be safe. Be healthy. I'm excited about 2021 for lots of reasons, and probably you are as well. But hey, we will see you in the new year. Signing off. Keaton, you want to say anything before we sign off?
Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment below, give us suggestions.
Tell your friends.
Yep, tell your friends.
To the channel. Let's see if we can get up to 100 subscribers early in 2021. Let's do this.
Yes. All right. Yeah, that's it. That's it for this video. See you guys in the next one.
All right. Happy New Year. Take care.